And greetings, my lords and ladies. I'm the Akasaurus, and if you've been following World of Warcraft in any way, recently, some big things have happened. An event we've been waiting for over years since Battle for Azeroth was announced was, how does Teldrassil go up in flames? And we have the answer. A little two-part questline series showing the beginning of the all-out full-blown war between the Alliance and Horde has come out. We get to see how it starts, and people are freaking out slightly. You know, it's mostly Horde players that are freaking out because they can't believe they're doing this to our faction. You know, people are freaking out. People are saying that Sylvanas is turning into a snidely whiplash, mustache-twirling villain, and she's got no depth, and Blizzard, how could you, and all this. And I can't really completely agree with that. I mean, first off, what we've gotten has been amazing. Sylvanas Warbrgingers that many people hate. They don't think it's nearly as good. I think it's pretty damn good. I think it's amazing. You know, the whole point of this Warbrngers episode and being able to see the moment in which Sylvanas becomes the Banshee Queen we know and love and many hate is we've never really seen this in this kind of spectacular form before, and holy crumblies does it deliver. I believe the reason we're getting it is that to just show how freaking traumatic this experience is. I mean, seriously, like, it's incredible. You know, none of the faction leaders have gone through what Sylvanas has gone through. She's got very legitimate reasons to be as messed up as she is. And I feel like a lot of people don't really fully comprehend that. I mean, it should be obvious, but, you know, that's why I'm making this video, to try to explain some of this stuff. And I hope that I do. So, an interesting parallel I've seen between the two Warbrngers so far is that they really represent each faction, in my opinion, very well. And not in the sense that one's good, one's bad. Please get off of that silly binary approach to it of good and evil. You need to leave that behind. The sayings from the great Ion Hazakostas is that World of Warcraft is a world of gray, you know, and I believe the Ion, I like calling him Ion, I'm sure he hates it, but the Ion is correct. You know, it's a world of gray because just about anyone can have motives and validation for why they're doing the horrible things they do. And in particular, like Arthas, for instance, when he becomes the Lich King, we actually discover why he's doing this, why he wants to turn the world into a bunch of walking corpses, and he wants to do it because he sees it as the best army to protect Azeroth from the Burning Legion and all these other things. Sargeras, the Lord of the Burning Legion, the crazy, fiery, planet-sized titan stampeding across the universe, he wants to destroy it because he feels that it's the only way to rid the universe of the Void Lords, you know, and the old gods. So in his messed up view, that's why he's doing it. It makes sense to him, and you know, for everyone else living, it doesn't. But those are many of the big examples of morally gray. And I'm not saying she's justified in suddenly destroying the world tree. You've got to remember, Sylvanas was trying to do a blitzkrieg motion here. That's the whole point. The Alliance and Horde sort of fought together against the Legion. Remember Stormheim, that entire zone? They're at each other's throats. They don't like each other. We as players who play this video game are not the Alliance and Horde in many ways. We are in that we're the fandom of it on a meta level, but in game, we aren't the everyday people that are in the Horde and the Alliance. They have been through things that we can't really connect with in many ways, and we have to keep remembering that. I feel like people keep forgetting that. We are the champion who comes through and does amazing deeds and whatnot, but we aren't the everyday people. We aren't the people related to those who were turned into ooze and South Shore, who will not see any difference between the good, honorable Sourfang, as you're seeing now in this incredible cinematic that Blizzard released, and the orcs that Sourfang fought alongside with, who did horrible things under the demon magic, which the demon fell magic, that was kind of like a crazy-ass drug that just made you, you know, like lose all inhibitions. And for orcs, when orcs lose all inhibitions, They go blood mad. They go blood crazy because, remember, out of the orcs, they're not all the same, but only one tribe of orcs, which Thrall, the good guy that everybody loves, is descended from. Only the Frost Wolves try to actually hold that bloodlust in check, hold it back. The rest of the orcs, including the Blackrock, which is what Saurfang comes from, we're like, no, man, we're totally embracing it. Yeah, you know, like, let it go, let the beast out. And they did horrible things before the Demon Blood, and the Demon Blood just amplified it. It let them go. It pushed them through any inhibitions they had before. And Saurfang's had to live with this all his life. And he's such a good warrior that he has this problem of, you know, beware the old man in a profession in which young men die young. You know, like, he's just been so good, he's kept on surviving. And then to see his son die twice, you know, and his family gone, he's dealing with stuff big time. And I'm not going to be talking mostly about the Saurfang cinematic here. I kind of want to just talk about overall what's happening in the community and the game. So, back to Sylvanas and the Banshee Queen, I don't think she's acting out of character. You haven't been paying attention to this game if you think she's been acting out of character. She's always been twisted. She is ruthless, she is cunning, but she's also highly emotional. This girl is unstable, man. She constantly lies about things, and she always does the most effective means to get the job done and win her conflicts and wars, and she sees it all as collateral damage. She saw how effective the plague was. She doesn't care what your opinions on the plague are. It works, it gets the job done, and that's all she cares about. She doesn't care about your feelings. She doesn't care if you think she's evil or good. She just doesn't care. She wants to get the job done. And the whole point of Battle for Azeroth is that it's like the end of World War II, in which a huge weapon has been discovered, unleashed. Each of the big powers left behind, who once fought side by side, literally like just a year ago, now are going, oh man, I am not trusting those guys. Because, you know, the Soviets and Americans both had these opposing ideologies that they believed could never mesh in any way. That's what the Horde and the Alliance are like. They aren't good or evil. They just have utterly different philosophies and different histories that have made them paranoid of one another and make them jumpy. And when you throw in all the crazy fun fantasy elements of dragons and magic and demons and all orcs and all these kinds of things, it just amplifies that. So Hordes, no, you're not evil. Is Sylvanas evil? She does evil things. I don't think she's going to become a Lich King. Blizzard is not that bad. You need to give them the benefit of the doubt, and that's what this amazing cinematic is, in my opinion. It's a love letter to what the true heart of the Horde is. But the thing is, and this is the final thing I'm going to close on, I guess, is that I've always seen the Horde as active and the Alliance as passive. Much in the same way with the Warbrngers episodes, Jaina represents water and all of its devastation and power in meetings. She's been holding things down in a subconscious level that's been eating away at her, that's now slowly rising up. And we haven't seen how devastating she is and can be, but it's coming. And Sylvanas is fire. She is rage. And so she blows up the world tree. It's blue and red. You know, they're balancing each other out this way. It's opposing forces, both devastating. You know, blazing fire and a blazing tidal wave of death is coming for the Horde. You just know that it's coming. So that's what they're trying to set up here, I believe. And so, yeah, I guess like in these final thoughts is just that you need to give Blizzard the benefit of the doubt more, and I hope that the old soldier or old man Logan Orc here can demonstrate that you need to give them a bit more faith. And I know I certainly am, and I hope you do too. And I hope you've enjoyed this little talk. I've gone over it many times in my head how exactly I want to talk about this stuff, and I hope you've enjoyed it. This cinematic made me squeal with joy. I love both sides, although I'm more biased to the Alliance, mostly just for aesthetics, but I understand both of them. And just, you know, you got to accept each side, warts and all, especially if you're one of these Sylvanas Windrunner fans. She's never been perfect. She's never been a goody two-shoes, quote-unquote, good guy. She's not a good guy or bad guy. She's just Sylvanas Windrunner, the Banshee Queen. And the Dark Lady, she's not called the Good Lady, she's called the Dark Lady. So she does terrible shit. She's always done terrible shit. You got to remember that. And stop whining and being a baby and just, you know, get over it. Be like Saurfang and stop whining and just, you know, Be proud and strong. This has been the Achosaurus. I hope you've enjoyed this, and please like and subscribe. That means a lot. And I hope to see you on the next Warbrngers, the final one, about Ashara. And that's going to be fun. See ya.